Hello, my dear citizens of Warsaw area community. Hello, buyers and sellers. Dear buyers, I'm sure you already have experienced situations where you looked up a nice home online on one of those big websites, and the moment you inquired with the realtor's response was, sorry, it already has accepted offer. And that's very true. And you made that experience probably several times before you realized that there is a shortage on properties and market significantly improved, what means that properties are selling. We currently are in seller's market. Obviously, we don't know when this will change again. We've been for a very long time in buyer's market, but now is a seller's market. And here are few important steps. I would just say step number one, before you even go looking, before you even contact a realtor, step number one is to get pre-approved or pre-qualified, because it's kind of silly and it's a waste of time when you are in a property, in a house, looking at it, you love it, and now you are thinking how I'm gonna make this purchase. While you are thinking, somebody else is already writing an offer and you're gonna lose that property. So that's why step number one is to talk to the lender before you meet even with your realtor. Sure, you are browsing on internet on those websites and looking for properties, hoping to find the best property for you, and then you click on inquire about property or contact a realtor, and you get responses from realtors. Sometimes you get even upset because you don't get responses from realtors on time or within short time. The reason why you get upset and the reason why realtors may not be responding so quick, because they're actually busy with working real buyers, buyers that are qualified, buyers that are ready, willing, and able to buy now. Not within a year, not within 3 months from now, but now. So that's why if you'd like to get a response from a realtor, make sure that you get pre-approved before you even go any farther from here. I'm talking to Scott Estlund from Inland Mortgage. Scott has done lots of loans. He's doing loans every day. I think every day he underwrites and qualifies many buyers in our community. We've done lots of business together. Scott, from buyer's perspective, what would be the most important thing to do when you are starting to shop for a house?
The first thing that I look for, Gizo, is you want the buyer to understand where is their credit situation, because that's a big piece to the mortgage lending world today. We got to make sure that the program that they're looking to get into, they're going to meet those criteria, and if not, help them get to that point. The second point is looking at community resources for down payment as well as the buyer's resources for down payment. That is too going to dictate then what program. And then that final step is kind of putting those pieces together, looking at the program and looking at multiple programs. So a lot of times for first-time buyers, there's going to be 3-4 really good options for them. And that way we can kind of look at what's the cost basis over the time they're going to own the home. Are they going to be a typical first-time home buyer, 7 to 10 years? We're going to look at it differently than if it's going to be their forever home.
So with other words, if I'm a buyer and I don't necessarily have a larger down payment, I can still find a home, correct?
Absolutely. There are about 4 different programs that offer 100% financing. Some of them have some restrictions. Veterans Administration or VA loans are only for veterans. And USDA rural housing is going to be for areas outside the greater Wausau area, but still some of the surrounding communities do qualify. But then there are WIDA programs which offer 100% financing. There are also community grants that you can get in combination with WIDA or FHA in order to offer 100% financing in the city of Wausau as well.
What about remodeling loans? Are there some loans where people can buy a house that needs some work and then they can borrow some money to fix it up? Is there something you can?
Absolutely. We actually offer 2 different loan programs. One of them is more geared towards first-time home buyers, and that's the FHA 203K program. It can range from very simple things like roofs, siding, windows, on up to completely remodeled homes where you're making a large addition, putting a second story on. We've done projects up to $150,000 and $200,000 additions through that program. That involves a 3.5% down payment. But then also there's a program with Fannie Mae where it's a 5% down payment. And with that, you can do the same sort of thing. You can do a lot of different remodeling projects.
So in a nutshell, to summarize this, basically I heard from lenders and from you, of course, that it's not only credit score what matters, right? So when you look at the things that they matter for being qualified, what are the most important things? Credit score, ratios, I guess.
Ratios, but the biggest thing, I get a lot of people that come into me and simply say, all right, what can I qualify for? I like to kind of frame the question a little bit differently. I ask, what is the payment that you're looking for on a monthly basis? Sometimes those two things jive, and a lot of times they don't. Sometimes I will get people who are only looking at the principal and interest amount and not necessarily taking into consideration the fact that there are taxes and insurance or mortgage insurance that goes along with the program that they're looking for. So we look at the full picture and try and find the program that's going to best suit the customer.
And how about bankruptcies? If somebody had bankruptcies, how many years we need to wait from there, or what chances we have finding a home or buying a home?
Two different guidelines. Your government programs are typically going to be 2 years out of a bankruptcy. When you get into your conventional loans, they're going to be 4 years out of the bankruptcy.
So there are still opportunities and possibilities. So basically, my dear buyers, pretty much there is wide open opportunities there. You can acquire a home, right? Nobody is hopeless.
Absolutely. Rates are still great. The programs are, there's beginning to be more and more programs to serve the buyers. So it is really still a great time to consider buying a home.
Thank you very much. Thank
Absolutely.
you, and good luck with more buyers.
Thank you, Gizo.
Bye-bye.